defending the title against the American Tony DeLuca. The challenger is already in the ring, and as we join Harry Carpenter, we await the entry of the champion.
The famous organ looks down on a big crowd here at the Royal Albert Hall. It won't be the organ playing the fanfare, it's recorded. It's by Richard Strauss, and here it comes now to herald the arrival of the champion, Duke McKenzie. And the little man has just that, emblazoned on his own dressing gown and on the backs of his seconds. The little man, the champion, Duke McKenzie, all set now for the pre-fight ceremonies led by our MC, Bernard Sullivan.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, please stand to respect the national anthems of both boxers.
Tony DeLuca, the American, has been warming up now in the ring for some 5 minutes, waiting for the arrival of McKenzie. But now all is set for the fight announcement.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the main event of the evening. This is a contest of 12 rounds, 3 minutes each round, to decide the IBF Flyweight Championship of the world. Presenting from San Diego in the United States, the challenger, Tony DeLuca.
Known as Bazooka DeLuca.
And from stone, and at the weigh-in today, DeLuca scaled 7 stone, 13 3/4 pounds, McKenzie 8 stone exactly. Your referee for this contest is Mr. Bill Connors of the United States. Your judges are Mr. Phil Newman, also of the United States, Mr. Torben Hansen from Denmark, and Mr. Walter Cavalieri of Italy. Your IBF supervisor is Mr. John Robinson of England, and your timekeeper, Mr. Danny Peacock of England. Thank you.
McKenzie's IBF World title, the International Boxing Federation, one of the 3 world governing bodies, and not too usual to have an American referee in a British ring. Bill Connors. 12 rounds. That weigh-in, incidentally, was held yesterday, not today. So, McKenzie's first defence against an aggressive American and a Southpaw. Bazooka written down the side of DeLuca's trunks. Rather snazzy, grey, sparkling trunks. McKenzie won this title at Wembley in early October, when Rolando Bajol of the Philippines was retired by his corner in the 11th round after 2 knockdowns. As you heard earlier, hopefully, McKenzie's mind back on the job after that terrible business at Purley with the trains, one of which virtually landed in McKenzie's back guard. DeLuca, 26 years old. He's a year older than McKenzie. Only 18 fights, 14 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat. Known to be aggressive, but not regarded, despite that bazooka nickname, not regarded in the States certainly as a heavy puncher. DeLuca now comes out of San Diego, originally from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and Boston, Massachusetts. DeLuca is conceding about 5 inches in height here. McKenzie is unusually tall for a flyweight. He's 5'7", and a lot of height and reach advantage. McKenzie will take this coolly. He's not a flashy fighter. He'll take his time here, try and keep DeLuca at range, try to suss him out as best he can in these early rounds, and just try and gauge the merit of the opponent. A lot depends whether McKenzie really is 100% mentally fit for this. Quiet start. DeLuca already having his problems with the reach. The champion being tended by Denny Mancini in front of him. Vicky Duff, his manager, looking in with his back to us. And this little man has now really established himself as one of the world's top 8 stoners. And there's the rundown on McKenzie. There's the height, as I told you, and his perfect record. 22 wins in 22 fights, half of them achieved inside the distance. Comes from a whole fighting family. As you know, we have Clinton McKenzie, one of his brothers, with us here tonight. And Clinton, of course, has just regained his old British light welterweight championship, and congratulations to him for that. DeLuca, 26-year-old southpaw. Incidentally, Tony DeLuca is not his real name, that's only his ring name. His real name is Adam Markulaitis. His one defeat came in January '86, 3 years ago, in Big Bear City, California. He was stopped in 5 rounds by a Mexican based in Los Angeles called Mauro Diaz. So far, the referee has hardly been seen or needed. DeLuca anxious to get on with it, but can't quite find a way inside past the leading left hand. Mr. Collins, the referee, towering over these two little men. They probably don't weigh as much together as he does. Don't often see a fighter stock still like that. McKenzie eyeing his man intent. Hasn't really gone to work yet, McKenzie. Still feeling his way into it. McKenzie already much more accurate with his punching. Luca's punches tending to fall short or go round behind McKenzie. DeLuca is ranked number 4 in the world by the IBF. Useful looking right hand there from McKenzie. It popped out very quickly and it just caught DeLuca's chin at the end of its treble, but it was a warning. Handy little punch. Tony DeLuca from San Diego. He's been boxing since he was 17 years old, and there we are, some 5 inches shorter, and only 18 professional fights, and 3 draws in those 18 fights. And as you'll see, not many inside the distance wins, which proves rather that he doesn't have the big punch. And in fact, until a month or 2 ago, he was boxing as a light flyweight at 7.5 stone. He's only just moved up to the 8 stone division, and it looks to me as though they're very worried about possible cuts. Look at the amount of grease they've smeared around the eyes. Some referees would have that off before he came out for the next round.
Checking out. Round 3.
McKenzie, the champion, totally impassive. Maybe getting the signal now, McKenzie, to step the pace up a bit. He's had 2 rounds to size him up, and indeed he is stepping it up. And what we saw of that right hand at the end of the second, McKenzie could well start popping that across. Some blood on the face of DeLuca, on the forehead. Well, he had all that grease smeared over him, so maybe he had the start of a cut somewhere up there, and it's now developing. It's almost in the middle of his face. It's above the nose, just on the right-hand side of the nose, above the eyebrow. Doesn't look dangerous, but it's early days for a cut to appear. Certainly is cut. That will give McKenzie immense encouragement. There's the right hand again from McKenzie. I think that's going to be the key punch here. McKenzie should be able to control this from long range. Luca stepping up the pace a bit. McKenzie must keep him out. He doesn't want him inside. He's got all the physical equipment to keep him at long range. Under round 3, Luca raising his arms to the crowd. We'll have a look at what they do about that little cut. As you know, Duke's brother Clinton is with us here tonight. Clinton, how do you think it's gone for Duke so far?
Hi Harry, yeah, I think he's doing fine. He's using the left hand, he's boxing well behind the left hand. I think once he starts using the right hand, he'll find that it can hurt DeLuca. And I think DeLuca is also finding Duke a difficult target to hit. But providing Duke keeps behind the jab, I can't see him having a lot of problems.
He's popped the right hand over once or twice and it's looked quite dangerous.
Yes, Harry, it has, yeah, and he has hurt DeLuca with the right hand.
How does his mental state impress you? Do you think he's 100% mentally right?
Well, I think as the fight goes on, he'll become more and more confident. Yeah, I do think his mental stage is right. He knows he's got to win this fight, so he's going to give it everything he's got.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And DeLuca comes out for the fourth with even more grease plastered above his eyebrows. Again, it does spell danger for DeLuca. He just popped that up high against the head. If he gets it a bit lower down to the chin, DeLuca will be in trouble. DeLuca's looking a little damaged again. There's more blood appearing around the right eye. Time off, the referee's asking for while he has a look at this damage. This is going to be terribly disappointing if this case. He's badly cut now. He's split. There's a cut split across the eye, underneath the eyebrow, and it's a rather nasty looking cut in a very, very awkward place. Adrian Whiteson, the boxing board medical officer, has had a look at it and given him the okay to go on. But it's a bad looking cut and it's in a nasty place, and the blood will run down into his eye and hamper his vision. So DeLuca now is in desperate trouble here, and he's got to go for the finish and get this over quickly if he can. So these are significant moments for him and danger moments for McKenzie, who must keep him out. I must say McKenzie is looking supremely confident, very cool. And a lot of blood appearing again on the right eye of DeLuca, and I don't think he's ever going to get through this fight with that. The referee will give him every chance, I suppose, but it's a bad cut, and that's very disappointing. That's a good left from De Luca. He really has got to go for the finish now, and he's doing just that. McKenzie must keep him out. Once again, the referee takes him over to the doctor, Dr. Adrian Whiteson. I don't think this will be able to go on. It's all over. It's all over in the fourth round. And that's a very easy and far too easy a victory, one has to say, for Duke McKenzie. His corner cheering him, which is traditional, but it's a sad way for the fight to finish. One has to feel sorry for De Luca, who never had a chance to get going. And it's victory for McKenzie, but not in a way I'm sure he would have wanted to win. But that's the way it is. And it's called off in the fourth round. Well, these were the closing moments, with De Luca trying very, very hard to put something together here, because he knew he was in desperate trouble. But the eye was getting worse by the moment. And he had no further chance, and that probably was a punch that decided it for good and all. So the IBF World Flyweight title is still in the hands of 25-year-old Duke McKenzie. A successful first defence, which is quite significant in its way, because both Walter McGowan and Charlie Magri, our former World Flyweight champions in recent years, were both beaten in their first defences. So he's got past that awkward first hurdle. Now let's go back up to our box here at the Albert Hall and Steve Ryder.
Yes, maybe slightly disappointing that the fight wasn't able to run its course, but Clinton McKenzie, you're certainly happy with the outcome there.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, Steve. I thought Duke had the fight well under control. He was using his jab beautifully and bringing the right hand just lovely.
A few dangerous moments there as maybe Tony came in swinging as he realised he was in such serious trouble.
Yeah, well, I should imagine that he figured that he was cut and he knew that he had to do something desperately, and he did try and sort of land some punches, but it wasn't having a lot of effect.
Duke obviously be very relieved to hang on to his title after the week he's had. Will there be an element of disappointment for him that he wasn't able to show a little bit more of what he can do here tonight?
I think so, yeah, because, you know, he's trained himself to perfect condition, and I also think that after this performance he'd like to get back in the ring as soon as possible.
What do you think he is capable of? Because we've got a few big names on the horizon, Fidel Bassa for one.
I think Duke's capable of beating any one of the world champions. He's got the ability, he's got the punch, he's got the height, and I think he can be champion for a long time.
So Duke McKenzie remains the IBF World Flyweight champion as we wait for Harry to get alongside your brother in the ring. And we can hear from Harry and your brother right now.
Right.
Duke, congratulations. I don't suppose that's the way you wanted to win, but nonetheless, it's a victory.
No, I think that as the fight was progressing, Harry, I was slowly but surely getting into it, you know. I was being a little bit cautious because I knew the guy would probably come on strong in the later rounds, as I do anyway. A little bit tensed, I think, you know, being my first defence. Just wanted to win more than anything, you know.
Did he do anything at all that worried you?
He shook me up once. Nothing that didn't daze me or feel that I was going to, you know, maybe touch down or anything like that. But yeah, you know, strong guy, they always are, you know.
It's been a tough few days for you with that Purley train crash outside your back garden. Just tell us what you've been through over the last few days.
Well, it's been very, very hard to concentrate, settle down. But, you know, as my brother Dudley said to me earlier, it's just a question of adapt or be destroyed. It's as simple as that, you know. It's, I know it's an old cliche, but that's life, mate.
But you had to move out of your house.
Yeah, you know, I went to stay with my brother Dudley, as I said, for a couple of days. I had to change my running route and that kind of thing, and, you know, I just wanted to be back behind my own four walls. The Croydon police have been really, really helpful. Same with the fire brigade, you know. I'd like to thank them, by the way, because they was looking after my belt for me just before I went on holiday last. But, you know, yeah, it's been very hard, but it's like I say, I just had to knuckle down and get the job done.
We've got your manager, Mickey Duff, here. Let's just have a word with Mickey. What's the next move, do you think, for Duke?
I would like to get a shot at the super flyweight title, because he won't be able to make flyweights indefinitely. You know, kids get a little bit older, And I think a good time for him to get a super flyweight title, which is £3 more, is whilst he's still the flyweight champion, it makes him all the more attractive, and he's not putting anything up. He's got a shot to nothing, and that way, that's what I'm negotiating for at the moment.
Is it getting tough for you to make 8 stone all the time?
Not tough, Harry. I mean, I can still make the weight fairly comfortable, you know, but it's like Mickey said, I'm a big boy now, you know, I'm 26 years old nearly, you know, making 8 stone is no ball game.
Well, go for that super flyweight title, because we haven't had a champion who's won world titles at 2 weights this century, you know.
Yeah, I honestly believe I can do it. I think I'm capable of bringing another world title back to this country.
Well, we hope you do. And congratulations tonight. All the best.
Cheers, thank you.
So that's it. Duke McKenzie remains the IBF World Flyweight Champion with an eye on the super flyweight title as well at the